أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Welcome to our class today, and Jazakumullah all for those who arrived early and have been waiting patiently. Can we have a student to do the dua, please?
I'm going to invite G3 529.
G3 529. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Walaikum assalam.
How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm well. Would you like to start with the A'uz and Tasmiyah?
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري.
Okay, shall we go through that again together?
Yes, please.
Okay. Rabbi shrah li
رب اشرح لي
sadri
صدري
wa yassir li
ويسر لي
amri.
أمري.
Jazakallah. Go ahead with the translation.
Lord, expand my mind and make my task easy for me.
Jazakallah.
Surah.
Jazakallah G3 529. Okay, so on to the lesson today. So today's lesson is lesson number 11, and today is Monday, the 30th of May. We'll be looking at Surah Ar-Rahman, verses 16 to 19, inshallah. Okay, so when reciting the word of Allah, we have to give due attention and respect. And in order to do this, we have our etiquettes in place. We should be in a state of purity, and you should have done ablution, which is wudu. You should have clean clothes. Your head should be covered. You should be sitting in a quiet place. Preferably, you should have parental supervision for any issues or queries you may have. And you should be sitting with your you should be signed in with your correct IDs. And if you don't have your correct ID, as always, you can email us and then we can give you your correct ID. There are a few students who have come in without their correct IDs. I'll just give you a moment if you could just sign out and then sign in again with your correct IDs, because if you don't have your correct ID, you won't be chosen to recite today. So if you could do that. Okay, so please do follow these etiquettes, as you'll be able to learn more effectively and you'll gain the blessings of the class as well. So Jazakallah. Okay, so on to the knowledge quest. This was set last week as homework for you. The knowledge quest was how many different qalqala letters are there? So and how many can you find in Surah Ar-Rahman verses 1 to 15? So the letters of qalqala are the letters that bounce. So the letters are Qaf, Ta, Ba, Jim, and Dal. There are 5 altogether, and in some instances they bounce, or there is a slight jerk sound with them. So can we have a student? So all the students, if you could put your hands up and see whoever did that homework and whoever has an answer to that question for the knowledge quest. Can we have a student, please, come to the mic?
Yes, next is going to be G3 512.
G3 512. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. How are you today?
I'm good, alhamdulillah. How are you?
Good, alhamdulillah. So were you able to do the knowledge quest?
I think.
Okay, so would you like to answer the question? So how many different qalqala letters can you find in Surah Ar-Rahman verses 1 to 15?
I found 3.
Okay, so let's have a look what the correct answer is. Okay, so what happened where you found 3? There's actually 2 in these verses. You'll find them in verse number 7, and it's tatghaw. So the qalqala letter here is ta, and verse 9, which is wan najmu. So you can hear when I'm reciting them. Excuse me. When I'm reciting them, you can hear a slight bouncing or a jerk sound. So tatghaw or wan najmu. Okay, so in this instance, you may have seen these letters elsewhere as well. For example, if you saw a jim with a fatha, it would be just a ja by itself. And the qalqala sound occurs when the letter is found in the middle of the word and it carries a sukoon or it's got a shadda above it, yes?
Okay.
That's when we do it. So there are, in actual fact, only 2 letters of qalqala in this in the verses 1 to 15. Okay.
Okay.
And just quickly, can you read these for me? Which are the letters of qalqala?
Qaf, Ta, Ba, Jim, and Dal.
Okay, wonderful. You read them very beautifully. And just to remember them, there are 5 of them, and you can remember them using this word, qutb-jad. And that should help you to remember what the letters are. So Jazakallah G3512, and well done, because you did a great job. So Jazakallah.
Jazak.
Okay. Okay, so for today's lesson, we'll be going through Surah Ar-Rahman, verses 16 to 19. I'll recite the Arabic first, and then inshallah, I'll have a student who can read the translation for us, inshallah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wa khalaqal jannah. وخلق الجان من مارج فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان رب المشرقين ورب المغربين فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان. Okay, so can we have a student to the mic, please?
Yes, I'm going to invite G3670.
G3670. Assalamu alaikum. G3670.
Yeah,
Can I have another student?
yeah, G3607.
G3607. Yeah. Assalamu alaikum. G3607. G3607.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Okay, it's good to have you with us. Would you like to read the translation?
Yes, please.
Go ahead.
In the name of Allah, the gracious, the merciful. And the jinn he created from the flame of fire. Which then of the favors of your Lord will you two deny? The Lord of the 2 easts and the Lord of the 2 wests. Which then of the favors of your Lord will you two deny?
Jazakallah, that was read really beautifully. Well done. Jazakallah G3607. Okay, so on to I'm just going to go through the split word translation, and the purpose of this is to make sure that you understand what it is that you're learning. So, and if we learn the translation of what we're learning, it's much easier to learn, and often these words are repeated in the Holy Qur'an, and as you learn them, they become so familiar, you remember what they mean. So we'll just quickly go through the split word translation for you. Okay, so wa means and, khalaqa means he created, al-jannah means the jinn, min marijin from the flame, min narin of fire.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
I think maybe you can't see properly the second word. So al-jannah.
Oh, sorry. Yes. Al-Jannah, which is the jinn. Sorry, correction. Jazakallah for that correction. Fabi ayyi, which is which then, ala of the favors, rabbikuma of your Lord, tukadhiban will you two deny. When we're speaking of two, in this case it means the jinn and the men. Rabbu means Lord of, al-mashriqaini, the two easts, wa and Rabbu, Lord of, al-maghribain, the two wests. Fabi-ayyi, which means which then, alai of the favors, rabbikuma of your Lord, tukadhiban will you two deny. Okay, so while you're reciting and learning, it's very helpful to have the translation, to either have read it or to have it in front of you. Okay, so we'll move on to the next part of our lesson today. And can I have some students to the mic?
Yes, next one is going to be G3517.
G3517. Assalamu alaikum. G3517. Assalamu alaikum.
Yes.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. How are you?
I'm fine.
Good, alhamdulillah. Okay, so what the verses that we've just gone through, we'll go through them again. So this time I would like you to read them. So would you like to start with Ta'awuz and Tasmiyah?
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وخلق الجن من مارج من نار وبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان رب المشرقين والرب المغربين فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان.
MashaAllah, that was very, very well read. You know the rules very well. Just a slight sort of question here. I'm not sure what I heard here. I may have heard wa, but maybe you were saying fa and I heard wa. And so this is fa bi ayyi rather than wa. Okay. And when you're doing the elongation for this mud here, this mud is how many seconds? Do you know how many seconds long this is?
4 seconds.
Okay, so when we come across a smaller mud, which is, okay, there's one here, but this is a mad kabir, and this one is for 5 to 7 seconds. It's quite long. So do you want to try this verse again? Fabi ayyi.
فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان.
Well done. Okay, so that was much better. So just bear in mind, sometimes we think it's elongated enough and it's not. So it just has to be slightly longer always, okay? And Jazakallah G3517, that was very well read. Can I have another student to the mic, please?
Yes, I'm going to call G3622.
G3622. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Okay, so would you like to recite?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وخلق الجن مارج من نار فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان رب المشرقين ورب المغربين فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان.
Okay, mashallah. That was really good reading. Well done. Okay, so we're just going to quickly go through this again. So when we recite the Madde Kabir, as with the previous student, so this should be how many seconds long? Do you know? This is called a Madde Kabir, this one here, which is the Badi Mad.
4 seconds.
How many?
4 seconds.
Okay, so when you see this one, it's actually 5 to 7 seconds and it has to be quite long. So let's read it together. I can help you with this. So we'll read up to here. وَخَلَقَ الْجَانَّ.
وَخَلَقَ الْجَانَّ.
Okay, so when we're reading this over here, so that's how long that needs to be. But when you come across a noon mushaddad, I'm pretty sure you know this rule, you have to hold on to the noon mushaddad for a second or two in order for it to be a nasalization sound. A nasalization means the sound goes into your nose. The same occurs here for the mim mushaddad. And so we have in this verse, we have 1, 2, 3, and 4 of these. So you have to remember to hold on. It's quite tricky. So what you can do is just when you come across this, you can read up to here and you can go ahead and sort of split it for now. Go ahead. If you want to read up to here, وَخَلَقَ الْجَانَّ. So if we were to continue, we would read it as Jannah, but if we were to stop, we would stop as Jan. Okay, so do you want to read that? وَخَلَقَ الْجَانَّ.
وَخَلَقَ الْجَانَّ.
مِمَّا رِيجٍ مِّن نَارٍ. Okay, so you understand that you have to hold on to this meme and this noon. رِيجٍ مِّن نَارٍ. Okay, wonderful. Okay, so if you want to read on again, so if you want to read it and I'll help you to make your corrections. Remember, this is a Madde Kabir. This requires 5 to 7 seconds. So go ahead and recite.
فَبِأَيِّ آلَاءِ رَبِّكُمَا تُكَذِّبَانِ.
Okay, so slightly longer would help. So sometimes what happens is we don't realize how long 5 to 7 seconds is. It's quite a long time. Maybe you could count on your fingers while you're reciting and sort of pull up 7 fingers while you're reciting. And when you've seen the 7th one, that's when you're done. If you could read it like that. So you could read it as فَبِأَيِّ آلَاءِ رَبِّكُمَا تُكَذِّبَانِ. Try that.
فَبِأَيِّ آلَاءِ رَبِّكُمَا تُكَذِّبَانِ.
Okay, it just has to be quite long. Okay, go ahead and read the rest.
رَبُّ الْمَشْرِقِينَ وَرَبُّ
قَيْنِ
وَرَبُّ الْمَغْرِبَيْنِ.
Good, okay. Do you want to read the rest quickly as well? Remember, this is a Madde Kabir, very, very long. Go ahead.
فَبِأَيِّ آلَاءِ رَبِّكُمَا تُكَذِّبَانِ.
Okay, well done. That was really good reading. G3622. Jazakallah. Okay. Can I have another student to the mic?
Next one is going to be G3521.
521. G3521. Assalamu alaikum. G3521. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam warahmatullah. Okay. So do you want to go ahead and recite?
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وخلق الجنة من مارج من نار
Okay, so that's an easy mistake to make. I made it before too. So what you need to do is this over here is quite a tricky word, simply because you have to elongate the jim and the alif first enough to do the mad kabir, which is 5 to 7, and then you have to join it onto the noon mushaddad, and to do that you have to join it onto the end of the elongation, and this is how we recite this. وَخَلَقَ الْجَانَّ.
Okay. وَخَلَقَ الْجَانَّ.
Okay. Remember the mim mushaddad's here. So what do you have to do? This is a nasalization that we went over last week. So what occurs when we see a mim mushaddad or a noon mushaddad? The merge occurs, okay? And in this case, we're nasalizing it. So in order for the nasalization to occur, you have to hold on to the mim for a second or so extra. So instead of reading it as mimma, we read it as mimma. Do you want to try that? G3521. Do you want to try that again? Okay, I think we may have lost G3521. Can we have another student?
It's unmute. So, okay, I'm going to call G3670.
G3670. Assalamu alaikum. Okay, no. Can we have another student?
G3521.
G3521. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. G3521.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. How are you?
I'm fine.
Okay, good. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Okay, so do you want to quickly read?
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وجاء
Okay, that's a kha in the beginning. Wa kha.
sorry
That's okay. Go ahead.
وخلق الجن من مارج من نار.
Okay, so this is, I think everybody's finding this quite tricky. Let's go through this again and hopefully everybody will follow behind us. I'm going to read it and you can copy what I'm saying. So, وَخَلَقَ الْجَانَّ.
وخلق الجن.
Okay, so when we join the a to the noon, the janna, there's no break in it because you have to connect it because this is a shadda, and a shadda means to connect to the previous letter. So you have to join them together. So we recite it as وَخَلَقَ الْجَانَّ.
وخلق الجن.
Better. Okay, keep going.
مما
Yeah,
مما
ريج من نار.
ريج من نار.
Okay, do you want to read the rest?
Okay. فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان.
Okay, keep going.
رب المشرقين ورب المغربين. فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان.
Okay, Jazakallah. Just one thing over here. Just pay attention to what the stroke is. It's a ma. I don't know what you actually said. What you do. I think you may have said more, but it's a ma. Okay. Rabbul mashriqaini. Okay. Over here, so I think everybody's finding this quite tricky. This here is a mad saghir, 5 to 7 seconds long. This here is a long elongation. So what you do over here is it's for 2 seconds, and this is an extra elongation, sorry, and you recite it for 2 seconds, but this has to be quite a lot longer than those 2 seconds. So if I say alai, even that's too short. So I would say alai rabbikuma tukaththiban. Yeah,
Okay.
try that again. You can start from here, over here.
فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان.
Okay, that's fine. Just bear in mind it's quite a long elongation, and in this case this needs to be 2 seconds as well. Okay, Jazakallah. I'm G3521. That was very well read. Okay.
Okay, Jazakallah.
Okay, so let's just go back to our sabak for today. Okay, so on to the part of our homework and our recitation of the Hifz. Would all the students who've done their Hifz recitation and preparation, could you put your hands up, and then hopefully we can choose you. And as you come, you can, if you've actually had a turn with the teacher last week and you told them up to where you had learned, if you could just let me know which verses you'd learned up to and already have read them with the teacher, that would be helpful. Okay, can we have a student to the mic, please?
Yes, G3568.
G35. Sorry, G3568.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. How are you?
Good.
Okay, and have you done the Hifz from last week?
Yes.
Okay, and were you called to the mic last week?
No, I've not been called for 2 weeks.
Okay, so would you like to go ahead from verse 1, please?
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الرحمن علم القرآن خلق الإنسان علمه البيان الشمس والقمر بحسبان والنجم والشجر يسجدان والسماء رفعها ووضع الميزان ألا تطغوا في الميزان وأقيموا الوزن بالقسط ولا تخسروا الميزان والأرض فرشها للأنام فيها فاكهة والنخل ذات الأكمام.
Could you repeat that verse? فيها
فاكهة والنخل وذو العصف والريحان.
Okay, so والنخل ذات الأكمام.
والنخل
ذات الأكمام.
فيها فاكهة والنخل ذات الأكمام.
الأكمام.
ذو الأكمام.
Okay, do you know some more?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان.
Okay, so you've missed a verse in between and it starts with والحب.
Oh, والحب ذو العصف والريحان. فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان. I think that's all I know.
Okay, that was 14 verses, so that was really well learned, and that was a really good hifz. Well done for that. Okay, so but just a few minor mistakes that you made. When we're pronouncing the ayn, it's important to pronounce it strongly. 1 second, I've not got my 1 second. Let's see if I can just quickly open it for you. It's important for me to get it there for you. Okay, no, my oh, here it is. Okay, so when you were reciting, so the ayn, when we pronounce the ayn, it has to be different to the alif that we're reading. And in the beginning, when you recited, you recited very well, but when you come up to this ayn, it's Allah rather than Allah. So often it's coming quite frequently, and you do need to pronounce it correctly. So would you like to try that once? Talimul-Quran.
Talimul-Quran.
Okay, so ayn is a letter of the throat. And when we say ayn, what we do is we open our mouths and you tighten your throat slightly. So Talimul-Quran.
Talimul-Quran.
So it has to be different to the Ar-Rahman. So this is the alif and this is the ayn. And
Okay.
we're looking over here, this sounds like an Ar-Rahman, but this is Talimul-Quran. So we're kind of stretching it slightly and making your throat quite tight. Yeah, try that again.
Talimul-Quran.
Okay, so the best way to learn that is to go online onto alislam.org, and if you go to the Holy Qur'an that's being recited, the recitation, sorry, you can look at Qadi Ashik Sahibs, and over there you can learn from there by sound. So what happens is while you're reciting, you'll remember it, the sound as you go, and over time it will get corrected. Yes.
Okay.
Okay, Jazakallah. And there was another incident here. So this hair, how long is that for?
The Vasama is for 4 seconds because
So this one is actually the longest elongation that we have in the Holy Quran, and it's quite long. It's longer than you would think it is. When you see a Madd Saghir, which is 3 to 5 seconds, it's much longer than that. So if you could read this for me quickly, Wassama. Okay, so yeah, it has to be quite long. Wassama.
That's 7 seconds.
رفعها. Yeah, go ahead. Okay, so that's really well read and you understand. So make sure that when you come across a Madd Qabir, you make it very long and longer than you think it may be. Okay, so over here, you made a slight mistake while you were reciting. Let me show you. So we were reading verse, sorry, 1 second, it's verse number 12. So fiha fakihatun wan nakhlu. Over here, you added a wow. Yeah. So just remember, while you're reciting them, it's really important to listen to it. Read it once. And if you have an audio, listen to it as well, because then you won't be making such mistakes. While you recited it to me, you added a wa over here. Okay. I think it was the third time you read it to me. I think in the beginning you didn't, but in the third time you did. Yeah. Just be mindful of such things. Over here, this is tumwa. Tumwa. Yes.
Tumba.
Okay, and the rest of it you read very, very well. So just make sure that these are minor mistakes, but you really should listen to it online and then recite it is much easier for you. Okay.
Can my brother read, please?
Yes, he can. What's his ID?
G3569.
Okay, G3569. Assalamualaikum. G3569. Assalamualaikum. G3568, you read 14 verses, is that correct?
Can we call G3515?
Yeah, 1 second. G3515. Okay, go ahead, G3515. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
How are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm fine. How are you?
I'm well too, alhamdulillah. Jazakallah. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly scoot back to where we're supposed to be. Right, okay. So did you come to the mic in the previous weeks? Did you recite some verses that you had hifz?
No.
You haven't. Okay, so would you like to start from verse 1 then? Go ahead.
Do I have to do the hips?
Yeah, so the hifz, what you've memorized. So your homework is, till now we've done verses 1 to 15. So whatever you've been able to memorize is what I would like to listen to today. Don't look, just tell me the one that you've memorized.
I only memorized 1 to 9.
That's fine, go ahead.
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الرحمن علم القرآن خلق الإنسان علمه البيان الشمس والقمر بحسبان والنجم والشجر يسجدان والسماء رفعها ووضع الميزان ألا تطغوا في الميزان.
Okay, Jazakallah. Jazakallah G3515. You read very, very well, and you've memorized it well as well. So well done for that. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly go through it. So again, just the same mistake here, when there's ayn, it has to be quite a strong sound. So it's ah, rather than an ah, it's ah. It's like a stretched sound. Do you want to try that once? Allamal.
Allamal.
Okay, so it's from the throat, the middle of the throat, and you squeeze your throat while you're saying it. Talimul-Quran.
Talimul-Quran.
Okay, and when you're reciting these elongations, so you've come, one second, I've come across 2 of them. So when you're reciting this, do you know how long this is for?
2 seconds.
Yep, and this one?
2 seconds.
Okay, so while you're learning them, do remember to do the proper elongation. So when you're actually telling me, reciting it back to me, the elongation, so I think it was here, this one here that you didn't do for quite long enough. So it's me, rather than me, it's mizan. And again, mizan. Just bear in mind that these elongations are different to the short vowels. So these are the longer vowels, these are the short vowels, yeah? Okay?
Okay.
So, Jazakallah, that was really good reading, so well done. Jazakallah, G3515.
Jazakallah Hafiz.
One is going to be G3519.
G3519.
519.
Assalamu alaikum. G3519. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamualaikum.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm well. Would you like to read? So the hifz that you have done from last time, were you able to, did you get a chance to come online last time to tell your hifz?
No.
Okay, so do you want to start from 1 to 1 onwards?
Yes.
Go ahead.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الرحمن القرآن خلق الإنسان علمه البيان الشمس والقمر بحسبان والنجم والشجر يسجدان والسماء رفعها ووضع الميزان ألا تطغوا في
العصف والريحان
فبأي
فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان
خلق
خلق الإنسان
Okay, so خلق الإنسان من من صلصال من صلصال Okay.
I didn't learn till I'm a little learning.
Okay, that's fine. So I'm going to say verses 1 to 14. So well done, that was very good. Okay, so just a couple of things. We're just going to go quickly back. In the beginning, I'm not sure what you actually said here, but as far as I heard, it was Alam Qur'an. That's what I heard. I'm not sure if that's what you were intending to say, but that's Alam al-Qur'an. Okay, and on verse over here, so when you're reading this, there are two letters of qalqala. This was today's the knowledge quest, and as you can see in verse 7 over here, this jim is a qalqala. And how we recite this? Do you know how to recite this one?
Yes.
Go ahead and recite it. Yeah, so this here needs a slight jerk sound. That's what the qalqala means. So when we recite it, it has a slight echo sound. So one najmu, rather than one najmu, it's one najmu. Yeah?
Yes.
So read that again. One najmu.
One najmu.
So try to say naj rather than najmu.
One najmu.
That's better. Okay, so over here you did that very well. This here, so this is the second place that we're finding a qalqala in the verses 1 to 15, and this you read correctly. So how would you read this? Allah. That was really, really well read. So that's the second qalqala. The first qalqala, the bouncing letter, is this one, jim, naj, and in this case it's ta, and you read that very, very well. Okay, and on to verse number 11 over here. So when you were reading this section here, I don't know, you've read it completely differently. I think you read it as ah rather than aha, or I think no, you read it as ha, and you missed out the ayn, I think. So do you want to read that again quickly? Let me take you to the beginning of that verse. Go ahead. Wal. Okay, so I think it's just a mistake that you made, but just remember not to make that mistake again. So very, very well read and well done. That was really good reading. Jazakallah G3 519.
But in the knowledge quest, I just thought it was two qalqala letters.
Well done. So you got that correct. And those were the two qalqala letters that we just went through. So verse 7 over here, one najmu and Allah tatghaw. Well done. So well done for finding out the answer to the quest as well. Jazakallah G3 519. Yeah, can I have another student, please? Assalamu alaikum.
G3652.
G3652. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. G3652.
I can't unmute the mic, so we can have G3595.
G3595. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. G3595. No, can we have another student,
Yes,
please?
yes, yes, yeah.
Walaikum assalam.
No, is that G3595?
Yes.
Okay, go
Yeah,
ahead.
G39595.
Jazakallah. Okay, so go ahead. Can we hear what you've learned so far, please?
I've learned to all 15 verses, but last week in the breakout rooms, I read up to verse 11.
Okay. So you should be reciting verse 11 to 15.
Okay.
Jazakallah. So go ahead when you're
So
ready.
it's, wait
Da'ud.
a second. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Is it all right if you tell me this?
Yeah, it's wal arda.
Because, what did you say?
Wal arda. Wal arda.
والأرض وضعها. Is
Yeah,
it
that's correct. Yes.
والأرض وضعها للأنام فيها فاكهة.
The next verse begins with fiha.
Yeah, I know. I was just saying it because I didn't know where to start from.
Okay. Fiha.
فيها فاكهة والنخل ذات الأكمام والحب ذو العصف والريحان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان وأقيموا
خلق
خلق الإنسان من صلصال كالفخار.
Do you know any more? وخلق Okay, that's verse 15, so that's fine. You read very well. Just one small mistake that you made here, which is over here. So فبأي آلاء, just the elongation. We're just looking at how long it is. So you just need to read it for slightly longer than you actually did. That was all. So as with a lot of students that are making the same mistake, it has to be quite long. So do you want to try that? You can just read it from here. Go ahead. فبأي
فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان.
Okay, so it has to be quite a lot longer than that. So فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان.
فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان.
Okay, so that's the main mistake that you made. Otherwise, you read very, very well. So Jazakallah for that. G3 595. Can I have another student to the mic, please?
We can have G3 578.
G3 578. Assalamu alaikum. G3 578. Can we have another student, please?
Assalamualaikum.
Oh, assalamu alaikum. Yes, hi. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamualaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. Okay, so would you like to read?
Yes.
Can I ask you, have you come to the mic before and have you recited with the hifz before?
Yes.
Okay, and what verse did you recite up to? If you don't remember, it's okay. We can start from the beginning.
To verse 14.
Verse 14. Okay, go ahead and recite from verse 14. If you start with A'udh.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان خلق الإنسان من صلصال كالفخار
وخلق
الجان من مارج من نار فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان.
Okay, Jazakallah. So that was up to verse 17 that you just read. Okay, so that's fine. The main mistakes that you've just made are when you're reciting the elongation, as with everybody, it needs to be quite long. Do you want to read this quickly again? So go ahead. فبأي
فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان.
Okay, recite this for very long, this la. Try that again for 7 seconds. فبأي آلاء ربكما. Try reciting it like that.
فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان.
That was beautifully read. That's much better. So just remember that that's how long you need to recite that for. Yeah, just remember every time you come across that. One more thing I just want to quickly clarify with you. So when we're reciting, you know the rule of ikhfa. A lot of students haven't adhered to it, but I will quickly go through this because it's one of the important ones. So when we come across a noon sakin, it depends what comes after it. But in this case, this is an ikhfa. It's a partially hidden noon. So we read it not as in, we read as ilsa rather than insa. Insana. So this is how we're going to read it. Khalaqal insana. Over here, you have a noon sakin and a swad, and again the same occurs there, and again the same occurs over here with the lam and the kaf. So let me read that for you and see how it sounds. خلق الإنسان من صلصال كالفخار. Yeah, so it's not very clear N sound. You do it for 2 seconds and it's a partially hidden noon. Let me just read that one more time. خلق الإنسان. Okay, but other than that, you read very well. So Jazakallah G3 578. That was really good reading. So, okay, Jazakallah. So we're on to the last part of our class today. So we'll just quickly come to the homework. So the homework for today is to memorize Surah Ar-Rahman verses 16 to 19, the verses that we went through today. You will be revising Surah Ar-Rahman verses 1 to 15. There will be no knowledge quest today, and inshallah you should be given one tomorrow. Today we went through Surah Ar-Rahman, which means the gracious God. It's chapter 55, is located in part 27 of the Holy Qur'an. It has 3 rukus and it's comprised of 79 verses, and this surah was revealed in Mecca. Okay, can we have a student to the mic to do the end prayer, please?
G3664.
G3664. Assalamu alaikum. Wa alaikum assalam. Would you like to go ahead and recite this dua for me?
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم ارحمني بالقرآن العظيم واجعله لي إماما ونورا وهدى ورحمة.
Jazakallah, that was very well read. Would you like to go ahead with the translation?
Allah, have mercy on me through the great Quran, and make it for me the leader, the light, the guidance, and the mercy.
Jazakallah G3664. And that concludes our class for today. Jazakumullah to you all for joining. And inshallah, we'll hope to see you in tomorrow's class. Jazakallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.